don't think they. No, I do not. You didn't even let me finish the question. I know what the question is. How is that possible if you didn't let me ask it? Fine. The Leafs are still up 3-1. Go ahead. Do you really think they're gonna blow this in 7? That is exactly what I thought you were gonna ask. Well, excuse me, Dangle Damas. Let's go! Do you have a humiliation kit? This is all I ask you to do. I'm having a great finger flick. You're allowed to show up. This team is ruining my life. I'm taking crazy pills. With you, wherever you are, welcome to LFR. Oh, no! It's fine. No! Leafs lose 4-3 in overtime in Game 4 to the Ottawa Senators, which means we come back to Toronto for Game 5. This is the part where I thought about inserting a line about, hey, that'll be really convenient because then the Leafs can win it in Toronto, and since they have home ice advantage through the first couple rounds of the playoffs, they can just start round 2 there. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm not going to do that because the series isn't over. It's not over. We thought it might be over. It was very close. It's not over. Let's have a little chat about that game. But first, my guys, do you ever lift a little too hard or just forget to apply your daily deodorant and then get hit by a truckload of BO out of nowhere in all directions? Well, from the creators of Lumi, Mando Whole Body Deodorant is helping men conquer odor in a new way. Formulated with mandelic acid, Mando has long-lasting 72-hour odor control that actually stops odor before it starts. To top it off, Mando's cologne quality scents were made with men in mind. Pro tip, their best-selling scent, bourbon leather. It's a game changer. Once you experience fresher underarms, fresher package, fresher feet, you never go back. Special offer, new customers get $5 off a starter pack with our exclusive code and link. Use code DANGLE at shopmando.com. shopmando.com. You know what I love about Mando? You can put it everywhere. Pits, packages, feet, skin folds, back, knees, everywhere. It's a whole body deodorant. shopmando.com. Please support LFR and tell them Steve sent you. Smell fresher, stay dry, and boost your confidence from head to toe with Mando. And now back to your regularly scheduled LFR. No! Oh, the narratives coming out of this are going to be awful. Listen, there's going to be a lot of room to be cranky here. There's going to be a lot of room for Leaf fans to overreact. All of that anxiety you're feeling, you know what we've talked about? If you treated the Leafs like a normal team, if you looked at this series before the beginning of it, objectively, you would look at this and go, oh, the Leafs had the advantage. They have home ice advantage, and they're the better team in the regular season, and they got really good goaltending, and they should be fine. They should win this series. I said in 6. So I don't know what I'm so flummoxed about. They're going to Game 5. And you know what? Game 1, it was really easy to look at this like it was a normal series with a normal team. The Leafs killed them. Game 2, much tighter. Awesome OT winner. At home. We feel great. Leafs up 2-0. Head out on the road. They're in Ottawa. The Sens get their first lead of the series. Leafs tie it. Overtime again. Simone Benoit scores, dude. It's hilarious. And we go to Game 4 and the Leafs falter early, but they will not go away. And the Sens go, yeah. And the Leafs go, no, get back here. And it goes to overtime. And it's this close. And the Sens score. And this could have happened in Game 2. This could have happened in Game 3. This is a bounce away from happening in Game 2. Series is tied 1-1. Bounce away from happening in Game 3. Series is 2-1. And now it's 2-2, right? It's 3-1. Most teams are happy to have a 3-1 lead in a series. Well, Steve, remember? I remember! Better than most, all right? You get to escape it. The Blue Room contains many reminders. Are you the one who gets Zamboni driver messages on a daily basis? No. You know who's been so nice to me? So nice to me for the past 4 years? Habs fans. Genuinely delightful interactions, almost every single one of them I've had. And it started off with, wow, what a nice guy. And now I'm like, I know exactly what you're smiling about, because they just watch clip after clip after clip of my misery at the hands of their team over and over again. I should charge a subscription for them on a website that's blocked in several states. If anyone is getting any awkward questions right now, tell them it's because it's banned because swearing. That's why. It's believable, right? It makes sense. Anyway, I am am well aware of that. You know what none of us needed tonight? From Sportsnet stats, Maple Leafs fall to 1-13 in potential series clinching games over the past 20 seasons. Oh wow, thanks, I didn't know that, thank you! It's also half true. The Leafs are 1-13 in series clinching games for them. There have been many times where the Leafs season could have ended that night, but the Leafs pulled off a win and extended the series, just like the Senators have. This works both ways. Remember 2023? Leafs down 3-0 to Florida. They lose game 3 in overtime. We're all sad about it. Guess what happened in game 4? Leafs won by 1 goal. Guess what happened in game 5? Last year, Lightning do the same thing to Florida. Guess what? Florida's up 3-0. Lightning win game 4. What happens in game 5? And I can tell you fact after fact after fact, and it's going to make none of you feel better. Not a one of you. Because the Leafs are the Leafs are the Leafs. Sweeping this series, I don't think would have proven to us that they're different. Because a lot of us would have convinced ourselves, you know what? The Leafs swept the series, and it's not because the Leafs are good. It's not because the Leafs are different. It's because the Sens suck. Now that the Sens have actually won one and it's coming back to Toronto, and we feel all yucky, now the Leafs actually... I like a little bit. This team needs it because, again, they're not a normal hockey team. They're the Leafs. This team needs a few demons in the arena with them. Listen, I'm sorry. They're up 3-0. It is now 3-1. You have 3 more kicks at this can. Nearly every other team in hockey history in this position has done it. We are all too concerned right now. But your concern is valid, and I get it. Dude, this was a really underratedly good game by the Leafs, and they just kept playing with fire, and the Sens burned them. All credit to the Sens, but in some ways, the Leafs gave this game to them. Max Domi, defensive zone draw, immediately bad position. You don't want that to happen. That third line was awful tonight. What does he do? Punches Shane Pinto in the face off the face-off. Can I moan? Can I do a little moan? Marchand doesn't get that call. Bennett probably doesn't either. But it's still, you punch him in the face in front of the ref. What's he supposed to do? Sens get the power play. Tim Stützle, who the Leafs have done a really good job shutting down. That's a bomb. 1-0 Sens on the power play. Okay. Well, now the Leafs get a power play of their own. All right. They don't take care of the blue line. The 5-forward setup has been so good. Like, you can't be like, oh, they shouldn't do that anymore. They've been so good. But this is one of the side effects sometimes. Puck goes over Marner's stick, Shane Pinto breakaway. He scores and barely got through Stolarz. That is the first multi-goal lead the Sens have had this series. And you're worried. The Sens had 1 lead in this series heading into this game. It was in game 3 and it lasted less than 7 minutes. The Sens have been clinging to these like little micro stats through 3 games, and this is why we're in it. And I'm like, well, I mean, 2 of the games went to overtime. You could just say that. But that one should make you feel pretty good. Dude, the team on the other end of the ice has led for less than 7 minutes. What happens in this one, where the Sens are up 2-0? Leafs tie it. Sens retake the lead. Leafs tie it again. The Sens have shown zero ability to hold on to a lead in this series. And you're worried. Steve, are you screaming this into a camera or a mirror? I don't know. Before the end of the first period, you know what's funny? William Nylander overall, I feel like didn't have that great of a game. He had 2 assists and they were both unreal. Final minute of the first period, again, the Leafs are down 2-0. Willie fires it on Tavares. Picture perfect tip. And we head into intermission in a period where the Leafs didn't do all that well, but they can hang their heads high. They can feel good about themselves. Hang their heads high, hold their heads high. They can hold their heads high, feeling good about themselves in the Sens. A little bit of doubt, even though they should be feeling the best they've felt in this series. Halfway through the second period, you know what? Those breakaways seem fun. Shane Pinto had one, and it looked like fun, and I want to be doing that. Marner helps out Matthew Knies a little bit. He says, go off, buddy. Artem Zub tries to hold him up, and he gets called for a penalty. Last time that would happen in this game. We'll get to that later. Knies on the breakaway beats Allmark, no problem. Tavares, 3rd of the series. Knies, 3rd of the series. The core forwards of this team have showed up. It's tied. Oh, can the Leafs tie this by the end of the game? How about the halfway mark? 3rd period, David Perron, full credit to him, man. What a game. Leads the charge here. Leafs have to make a save, but there's still a flurry. The Sens did such a better job just gathering rebounds and getting their own puck and hunting the puck in this game. The best job that they've done in this series. Artem Zub, wide open shot. Nope. He saw what Willie did to Tavares earlier and he said, how about I do an even sexier version of that? Sends it down low and Perron, noted Alan Walsh-Client, tips it in. The Sens regain the lead. Once again, a hair under 7 minutes later. William Nylander, he's standing there, he's looking, he's surveying the scene. What's he looking for? OEL apparently, bang! Unbelievable pass. OEL seems shocked by it. One of those passes so nice, it's almost better than the goal. The Leafs have 5 goals from defenders through 4 games after having the least amount of goals from defenders in the NHL in the regular season. And you're worried! The Leafs tie it, and guess what? We're going to overtime. 2 things in that overtime of note happen. Number 1, the Leafs have the puck in the Sens zone. They're looking good. They have a great chance. They have multiple bodies in front. Artem Zub elbows John Tavares right in the head, or shoulders, or whatever, right in the head. It should have been called. I'm not going to complain about the officiating, oh, the refs. I don't think it's this giant theme of screw the Leafs, but it's a call. 1,000,000%, it's a call. Shot is fired on, puck bounces off the end boards and ends up in front. Folks, I'm telling you right now, if John Tavares didn't get hit in the head and he's standing in front of the net, series is over. Bye-bye. See you in round 2. Wonder who's going to win, the Panthers or the Lightning. It'd be over. It would have been over. I promise you he's scoring that goal. I promise you he's scoring that goal, and JT gets his second series clincher as a Leaf. But that doesn't happen. Sens clear it, and JT has to go off for concussion protocol. Drake Batherson then, shortly after, high sticks Tanev in the face, and Tanev's leaking good. The Leafs get the power play, the double minor, the 4-minute power play. And I do want to credit Batherson for one thing. He didn't even complain. I know he was dead to rights, but that doesn't stop most players. That power play had so many chances. It flicked and binged around the net, hit the post at the side of the net. The Leafs, people are going to be like, the Leafs power play let them down. They had 6 shots, man. 6! Ah! This was Allmark's best game of the series too, by the way. The Leafs don't score, and you're just like, ooh, that could be the TSN 30 point. Now, John Tavares does come back. Ooh, little boost. All right, we're feeling good. He wasn't out there for that whole 4 minutes, though, but it's okay. He's back. We're feeling good. And, oh, by the way, William Nylander and Craig Berube said John Tavares is fine. Don't worry. He's going to be playing in Game 5. I'm not sure I believe you, but thank you. Tyler Clevin, who is really, for a young defenseman, putting together a pretty good series here. He makes Stolarz make a save here. The Leafs cannot get it out. And with a screen in front, unfortunately, one of his own guys, Stolarz is handcuffed by a distant shot from Jake Sanderson. And I mean, that is a perfect shot. Perfect. Put it exactly where he had to. And Jake Sanderson, man, please beat these guys before he enters his prime. Because I don't think he's done getting better. This dude scored in the 4-nation face-off final for Team USA, and no one remembers on account of they lost. And hopefully that's how this goal ends up too. It just vaporizes into the ether. Like over the last few days, they've been showing goal compilations of all the overtime winners from all the battles of Ontario over the years. I didn't know the Sens got one of those. I didn't. Because no one cares. Because they lost. They won the game, but they lost the series. Kapanen, Bozak, those were cool moments. Leafs got an OT winner against Boston last year. Do you remember who it was? Win the series, win the series, win the series. 1, 2, 3, 4 wins in a best-of-7 series. That's all there is. That's all there was. That's all there ever will be. Just win. Final shots on goal were 34-21, which I think is a distraction. I think this game was just like the first 3. The Sens still had all these shot attempts. The Leafs, again, they've done such a good job keeping them to the outside, blocking them, getting sticks in the way. Ah! Like, Sens had more shot attempts, more ozone time, fewer shots on goal. That is almost exactly how this series has gone the entire time, which should make you feel better. If all 4 games were roughly the same, the Leafs won 75% of them, that looks really good for Tuesday, especially when they have home ice advantage. And speaking of which, questions. Third line shakeup? Yeah, let's get a look at this game score card from Hockey Stats Cards. You can see the players who did the best at the top. William Nylander had a very positive impact. John Tavares, gosh, it would have been great to have him for most of that overtime. OEL, Mitch Marner, Austin Matthews, Matthew Nyes, like Jake McCabe and Chris Tanev and Pontus Holmberg. Like these guys had good games. I like the fourth line. Their numbers weren't the best, but I liked their game. Dude, look at the third line at the bottom. They were miserable, and it looked like it, but I didn't know it was this bad. Max Pacioretty, unfortunately, like the chart does represent like, oh, he did some things okay offensively. Holy smokes, did nothing go right defensively when he was out there. Max Domi was abysmal, and he took that penalty. Riley Carlo had a tough night. I thought McMahon was better than that. So third line shakeup, I mean, Craig Berube was already thinking that. Before John Tavares got hurt, Berube was already getting the blender out, and he was looking at the third line going, this ain't it. You guys are, I'm going to do to you what I do to every line that is not doing well in their own end. I am putting Pontus Holmberg here. I think I like Holmberg better as a winger because it's less likely that there will be busy nothing. I like him as a forechecker. I like him as a guy who can grind along the wall. Him in the middle, ugh. But here's what's great. Of course, that line that has three players that you'd think won't be that great defensively. Bobby McMahon he's having a very strange series. Of course, that line was taken advantage of on the road in Ottawa. Travis Green did an excellent job just getting on him. Dude, forget a shakeup for game 3. There needs to be a roster change. Everyone is assuming it's going to be Nick Robertson. I would, because there's David Kampf. He's still an option. If the third line was that bad and the next game was in Ottawa, I think the guy coming in would be Kampf. But it's not. It's at home in Toronto. And this might be an opportunity to unlock healthy scratch Nick Robertson, who, as we all know, is better than Pavel Bure and Wayne Gretzky combined. How much do we consider starting Woll next game? Stolarz has been very good, but he started 4 in a row, and I don't think Joe should get too rusty. Don't take this the wrong way, because it's not just you who asked that question. No! Dude, what? Stolarz just won, 11 straight games? With a billion save percentage? The Sens have done this 3 straight games where the Leafs have allowed nearly nothing on net in the third period, but they score a goal anyway. Well, that must mean Anthony Stolarz sucks. No, it means that the only shots getting through are the really good ones. I think we've watched enough of this team play this way that we can say that, yeah, this was Stolarz maybe shaky, one of his shakier games, dropped his stick a lot. Little Ilya Samsonov impression now that I think of it. But no, he was so good, and he was pretty good when called upon. I don't go to Woll in Game 5. You are up 3-1 in this series. And being forgotten about in all this, you're worried about rest, there's actually 2 days off right now. So this was Saturday night, Sunday is off, Monday is off, Game 5 is Tuesday. The Leafs and Sens have the luxury of, in their playoff series, it's like, a 45-minute flight? Maybe less. I think it's 45 minutes from Toronto to Montreal. Ottawa's even closer. Here's what I'm going to say heading into next game. You're going to have 2 days to dwell. Dwell on everything that's ever happened to the Leafs, almost exclusively negative. And I'm here to tell you, you have a 3-1 series lead. Those are good. You're supposed to be happy. Well, the last time, yeah. Why'd we freak out about it? Because they're rare, man! I don't even want to talk about, what if. Listen, Sens win Game 5, especially if it's convincing. Oh yeah, I start to worry, for sure. I give you an example. The Raptors, right? They were up 3-1. They weren't up 3-0, but they were up 3-1 with a chance to win the series at home in 2019 against Golden State. They lose Game 5. And about halfway through Game 6, I think we all thought the same thing. If they lose this game, they might be boned. But they won Game 6. Hey, hooray! Game 5 is a playoff game. It's any other playoff game. Do not buy into all this nonsense about killer instinct. They had 6 shots on that power play. Ullmark made incredible saves. They hit a million posts. You weren't screwed by the refs. The refs missed some stuff. They missed some stuff both ways. That Nyes hit from behind on, I can't remember who it was, Pinto. Could have been called. Wasn't. The Tavares called. Should have been called. Wasn't. But, it's the playoffs. Brady Tkachuk butthead on Benoit. Playoffs. Take 2 days off. Watch every other team still in the playoffs tear each other apart for 48 hours and regroup. We got a series to win on Tuesday. For now, that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends. We're going to be recording a brand new Steve Dangle podcast around noon at the Sport Check at Maple Leaf Square. Just ask yourself, what would a fan of a normal team do?